Good day and welcome to your favorite program, The Conversation, coming to you live from TV 360 here in Lagos, Nigeria. My name is Nelson Ekujumi. I'm a public affairs analyst. And I have right here with me in the studio a fellow public affairs analyst, Alistair Wilcox. Alistair, good day and welcome to the program.
Thanks, Nelson, for having me.
Yes,
pleasure.
Yes, I feel delighted, having you for the first time on the program today.
It's a wonderful pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yes, it's a program that has no host. It's a conversation, like we all rightly know.
Yeah.
And today we want to quickly look at the countdown to the off-season elections in Kogi, Bayelsa, and Imo states. In about over 96 hours from now, the elections will take place on Saturday, November 11th, in these three states, where the people have the choice of, voting in a new governor for the next 4 years. And as we speak, the security agencies are already deploying their personnel. We have had the Inspector General of Police as well as the military commanders issuing warning notice to troublemakers. And we're also aware that INEC has deployed its, sensitive and non-sensitive materials, to the states. And one thing that stands out clearly is that, just like every other election, as we speak, the political parties that will be contesting these elections already have a copy of the INEC guidelines. They have a copy of the voters register for each state, as well as the local government ward breakdown.
Yeah.
They have a register or a document detailing where the polling stations are situated.
Yeah.
And INEC has promised that results will be transferred, to the IRF portal for viewing, just like they promised the other time. So for me, INEC has done a mock accreditation. So what is left now is for us to call on the people of these three states to eschew violence, to go to the polls on that day to elect the candidate of their choice, putting into consideration that it is about 4 years of their lives.
Yeah.
So how they make their bed, the power is in their tomb on that day. But as we speak, we are still in the political season where some persons, at the end of the exercise, will tell you, we had this number of votes, and they'll be unable to present. Because I recollect that during the presidential election in 2023, early this year, some person said, even here in Lagos, that their party scored 900,000 votes. And as we speak till date, they have not been able to substantiate that assertion with fact. So as we go for the Kogi, Bayelsa, and the Imo State election, of which some of us will be there to monitor this exercise, what is your message to Nigerians, especially citizens and residents of these three states?
Yeah, listen, thank you very much. You've really captured the entire scenario very, very, very aptly and very correctly. Unfortunately, this election is not taking the kind of attention that it deserves. As a matter of fact, even myself, I lost count on the day. It was just this week that I even looked at my calendar and know that election is on Saturday. Because the presidential election and all the cases that we are characterizing them of things tend to overshadow this off-season election.
Yeah.
And they didn't give it the much needed publicity and attention that it deserved. So a lot of people, maybe, I'm not even sure that people from some of those states are even fully mobilized and aware. But let's give it to them, that they are aware that they are having
I'm sure,
election.
because a lot of activities have been going on.
Because they're having an election. Because everybody was fixated on what's happening in the Court of Appeal, Supreme Court, with respect to the presidential election.
Well, on this program, the conversation, we have had a rundown
but I mean,
of the election all through.
Yeah, what I'm saying is the much needed general publicity, even among the other conventional media houses, radio stations. But that will not remove the shine that those states are going to elect their henchmen.
Yeah.
Now, you've said something very, very apt. Look, elections are conducted at polling units. You either win or lose at those polling units. So, if you are a serious contestant, you must pay a lot of attention to those polling units. You have your agents accredited by INEC.
That is allowed by law.
That is allowed by law to be in that polling
in that polling station, yes.
Now, look, this much touted IREF, and you said it clearly, IREF is a viewing portal. It is not a collation portal.
System. The courts have made it very clear.
It's not a collation.
Yes.
It is not where you authenticate your result. It's a viewing.
Viewing, yes.
And what are you supposed to find on IREF? It's the result of your
results
polling units.
Are the polling units, yes.
Which is entered in the form EC
8A. Yes.
Now, so whatever that is going to happen in these states, you win, you lose, it depends on what
happens at the polling. Yes.
That you have.
That's the document recognized by law.
The document and which the courts have repeatedly,
yes,
over and over,
overstated it.
That if you are thinking, because I'm even shocked, Nelson, that since we have so much short memory, or we like playing to the gala, like saying this will play too much. You see, shortly before the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal gave their judgment, the Supreme Court gave a judgment with respect to the Osun State election.
Yes, which was very instructive.
So, at the time the Supreme Court gave the judgment about Osun State,
yes,
those who went to court to canvass for IRF or no IRF should have even withdrawn their case and said this matter has already been decided.
No, not the Nigerian politicians.
Exactly.
Not the Nigerian.
Or the Nigerian lawyers. With their apologies to them. You know, because the same set of lawyers that went to court over the Osun State matter,
yes,
and got judgment
and
in their
knew
favor,
how the judgment was unassailable.
how the judgment was.
Yes.
Are the same set of lawyers that went to the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal to
canvass
a negative part
yes.
of what they canvassed
yes.
at the Osun. So, what kind of society are we living in? And Nelson, if I don't say this out here, I will not be happy. I think our courts should see themselves as a court center to the country. What do I mean? When you bring cases that are frivolous,
vexatious,
that do not have any chances of making it, you should be. What the President Appeal Court did was good, but not far-reaching. The penalty, the fine, the cost should be very heavy. Unfortunately, the Supreme Court didn't award cost. For me, I think when people sit down and they felt they can either rob the system, they can either disrupt the system, they can incite the system, or try to bring down our institutions, let people know that the consequences will be heavy. Alessa,
what you have just said brings to mind the case of a former governor of Delta State, James Ibori.
Yeah.
You recognize that when the courts in Nigeria acquitted him of those corruption charges, and he was arrested in London and made to go through the rigors of the law, we got the information, it was there in the public space, that the lawyers he procured
his lawyers,
to go and take up his legal battle, that they were the ones that said, I won't go to court and argue this case. This case is so clear. Better admit and get your sentence. If you think I will derobe myself going to court, and the court now wields the big stick against me, I won't do that.
Exactly.
And immediately he pleaded guilty.
Exactly.
And he was sentenced.
And he got a discount. He got a discount for his sentence.
Got a discount for his sentence.
So because a situation whereby you know that this matter you are taking to court do not have any significant chances of success.
Even you, like one of the justices said, he quoted the former late Justice Chukwudifu Oputa, that the law of probability, that even you yourself, when you put some things on the table, you know that, how can I go and be saying this? Are you telling me my education is a total misnomer.
I was tempted, Nelson, I was tempted to say that maybe there is mass production of lawyers. Mass production.
I don't think so.
I was tempted to say it. But you see, when you look at the fact that these people that went to court are son, so they are senior lawyers. Like you said, it was not quite long. You went to a case in Osun.
Yes.
And got,
the Supreme Court gave a judgment.
And got a favorable judgment on the same issue. Remember, Adeleke had certificate issue.
Yes.
Adeleke had serious certificate issue.
Yeah.
It was this same set of lawyers that went to court to get Adeleke out.
Yes, and the court judgment was very clear.
It was very clear.
It was pronounced in English language.
Yes.
Which is our lingua franca.
So you also went to court on IREF. The judge was clear about it.
Yes.
You went to court on so many. Now, you now revise yourself and come to court on the reversal of what you pleaded in the previous case.
And
look,
judgment.
The consequences is not grave enough. If maybe the cost is so heavy in hundreds of millions, because for you to waste the court's time, it's time. Those court judges sitting, the government pays them.
Yeah.
The government pays for
the court is a place for serious business.
Yes, the court pays for the stationaries. The government pays for the stationaries. The government pays for that time. The government pays for the environment.
Yeah.
So if at the time they are supposed to sit, they didn't sit on your frivolous issue, at least the electricity will be saved.
Yes.
The generator will be saved.
Even their health.
Their health will be saved. So when you come to court with frivolous things that the court will throw, Obi's case is because I lasted 3 minutes for it to be dismissed. That tells you how ridiculous
the grounds for his petition.
For the petition.
Well,
I'm not saying if you are aggrieved, you shouldn't.
Yes, you can go, but
your lawyer,
your counsel,
your
to
counsel
advise
should be
you
able
properly
to sit you down
and say
and look at
this place is
the
not
probabilities. Say this one's.
It's no gray area.
Under similar circumstances.
Yeah, this is what we got. Yes.
And then be sure that when you are going, so anything that's going to happen on Saturday. And anybody is trying to seek redress, please make sure that you take a cue from what has happened.
Well, Alessa,
and seek your redress reasonably.
And
what people can rely on and say this man has a good case, have a good case and lost.
Alessa,
now have a useless case and blame the system.
Alessa, don't expect anything new, from the Nigerian politician, because
and the lawyers.
Yes, because I've been an election observer severally, and I have witnessed a situation whereby a candidate for an election, at the beginning of the election, on election day, was already in the media shouting INEC has rigged me, INEC has compromised. Only for him, after the election, after the votes were counted, and he emerged victorious, the same mouth that he used to condemn INEC in the morning, in the evening he was saying, INEC is the best institution in the world, that this is the most perfect election.
Exactly.
So I think the ball is in the court of Nigerian people to take notes and not allow themselves to be
But they don't take notes.
No, we'll continue to do that. Well, Alessa, thank you very much for your submission on this stanza of the program. As we go for the elections in Kogi, Bayelsa, and the Imo states, we wish the people of these 3 states, a peaceful, credible, and successful election, and that whoever emerges victorious at the polls will do justice, to the votes of the people for the next 4 years. We want to quickly go on a short break. We'll be right back. Please stay tuned to the conversation on TV 360. We'll be right back.